Welcome, Marco. 2 weeks in a row we've had you here with us. It's a pretty exciting end to what's been a remarkable season for you, no matter what happens. So just if you can sort of give us a sense of your mindset just now coming into the season-ending event.
Yeah, no, really enjoyed playing my first playoff event last week in Abu Dhabi. Feel like I'm coming into this week with a lot of positives and a lot of confidence. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing, the final event of the year, especially teeing it up with Rory. So, yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
And there's also obviously two things on the line this week. We've got the championship itself, but also the race to Dubai. Is that something you're thinking about, or are you just focusing on yourself for the next few days?
Yeah, mainly just enjoying the moment. I've been under the weather the last couple of days, so I'm just happy to be sitting here. Kind of lucky to have a day of prep before tomorrow. So at some point I was thinking I was just going to be pegging it up tomorrow and having no evidence of what I'm going out there with. So expectations are in a good place. And hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow and can put on a good show with Rory.
Well, we're glad you're feeling better, and good luck this week. So we'll go to questions. Who'd like to start?
Marco, given how you saved your card 12 months ago and where you are now, what have you learned about yourself over the last 12 months?
A lot. I become a father a year and a half ago as well, so I feel like the day my son was born, I automatically kind of matured as a person. It wasn't just the responsibility of myself and my wife. It was all of a sudden everything's about my son and not really about me. So I feel like I've proved to myself a lot under pressure and in big moments that I can do it. Obviously starting with keeping my card in Korea and then winning for the first time in China and dealing with adversity and kind of going head-to-head with Rory at the Scottish Open, and Chris got her up. And then since then I've won 2 more times on the DP World Tour. So I feel like I've kind of dealt with every situation as well as I possibly could have over the last year or so. So, yeah, kind of whatever's thrown at me now, I have a lot of proof in the pudding, and if I fail this week, then that's fine, because I've been so successful over the last year and there's a lot of good things to look back on.
It's 2 years now since you came off the Challenge Tour, Hotel Planner Tour now. You've shown you were ready, and last year's graduates, I think 11 of the 20 have retained their cards. Can you just talk a little bit about how well prepared players are coming off that tour now?
Yeah, I think it's, from a career standpoint and progression standpoint, I think working your way up through the tours is probably the best thing for a player, especially a younger guy as well. It's like any job, you kind of work your way up if that's what you want to do, and you don't go straight to the top. So, the Hotel Planner Tour was a great learning experience for me, and I had 2 years on there, and then, winning the Challenge Tour and getting out on the DP World Tour, playing with the best players in Europe again is a new experience, and you become an apprentice again. And that's what last year was for me. And this year, I've got more experience, more maturity, kind of knowing how good I need to be to compete out here. So I think as a stepping stone, the Hotel Planner Tour is amazing. And, you see the 20 guys that come off every year, there's always 4 or 5 winners the year after. So, personally, I think the Hotel Planner Tour is massive for European golf, and that's where the talent is going to come from. And, you see that with Martin Couver and Angel Ayora and these guys. I'm sure there's going to be a couple more next year that do the same thing.
Last one from me. Just obviously Rory's got huge experience round here, but just in comparison to you're a novice round here. How much of an advantage can that be for him over the next 4 days?
Yeah, I think he's he's won a couple. I don't know how many times he's won this event, but I'm sure it's at least 2 or 3 times the amount of tournaments he's won. So yeah, I mean, he has tons more experience than me in every area of the game and every kind of stage in golf. But you know, I'm just approaching the week at watching Rory play golf, making the most of that experience, learning from him, like I did last week in the first 2 rounds. So yeah, he's got more experience than me, and he's world number 2 right now. So yeah, I'll just be in his shadow, I suppose, and trying to follow him around the golf course.
Go to Ian.
Marco, how incapacitated have you been this week?
Sorry, what's that again?
How bad have you been this week?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was a big word for me.
It's a big one for me.
I've been pretty poorly, yeah. I've been in bed the last 2 days. I really wanted to play in the Pro-Am yesterday, and I come up here at 7 a.m. to see the doctor to see if there's anything that we could do to make me feel better quicker, and the doctor sent me home to bed, so didn't have much choice there. The priority was to make sure that I was ready to go on Thursday, and you know, I'm fortunate enough that we have great doctors out here, part of the DP World Tour, who pushed me in the right direction, and I was lucky to be here today. So, yeah.
Was there a stage where you were at all worried about being able to tee it up tomorrow?
Potentially, but regardless of how I was going to feel, I was going to be there on Thursday. So I'm not missing out playing with Rory in the final event.
Okay, to Camilla.
You just mentioned it there about preparation. How much have you actually seen of the course? Do you have a plan to go out this afternoon, or?
I played 9 holes this morning with Sully again. He beat me last week in the practice round and the tournament, so got my own back today. Yeah, I mean, I played 9 holes with Tommy and the Højgaards a week and a half ago. I played the front 9 a couple of times, and today was the first time I've seen the back 9. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty new to me. But it's just a golf course with fairways and greens, and that's the plan, I suppose. You can see it, so just got to hit it straight.
We've touched a little bit about the hotel planner tour. You could become, like, following Tommy's footsteps this week and become the second person to win the Road to Mallorca and the Race to Dubai. Is that something that you were aware of, and what would it mean to sort of follow in his footsteps?
Yeah, I'm aware that I need to win this tournament to win the Race to Dubai. Didn't know Tommy had done that, so that makes it even cooler if I could follow him in his footsteps. I think he's a pretty good benchmark for me. He's someone that I look up to a lot, and someone that I idolise a lot, not just as a golfer but as a person. You know, I was fortunate enough to spend some time with him a couple of weeks ago, and I love being in his company. So to be in his company with the achievements is, you know, I'd be happy with that.
You, last one for me, you talked about, you know, you wouldn't miss playing with Rory in the last event of the year. You obviously played with him last week and said you really enjoyed it, but also said you sort of play better with that adrenaline. I was just wondering, you know, why is that, and are you looking forward to it this week?
I think, you know, when you're in a more pressurised situation, it's obviously easy to shy away from it, and you kind of feel like it's harder. But I've had so much evidence to myself that when I have been in them situations, I've seen to play better. So, you know, it doesn't scare me anymore. It used to scare me, but I've learnt how to deal with it. And yeah, you know, tomorrow is going to be the same. I'm going to have some adrenaline on the first tee, but I feel like I'm going to be a lot more comfortable than I was last week. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing in front of the guys, the crowd that are coming to support, and hopefully, you know, put on a good show for everyone at home watching. So yeah, hopefully we can do a good job.
We're going to go to Pedro, who's away round in the corner here.
Hi, Marco. Thank you for your time. 3 wins this season, 1 second and 1 third. from your results this year, is there anyone that makes you feel more proud than the others?
I mean, obviously the wins are the biggest, but the Spanish Open is definitely, I think it's the biggest event out of the three that I have won. So, probably got more historic names on the trophy. And kind of the way I won the event, going into the last round with four shots ahead can from the outside look very easy to win, but it was actually probably the hardest one for me. So, yeah, that one definitely meant the most.
And you went from last season just retaining your card on South Korea, and you went now from fighting for the race to Dubai today or this week. Can you reflect on how you have lived this massive jump you have made on your progress?
Yeah, I think, it's just myself and my team, my family, friends, my whole inner circle have played a big part in my success over the last year. Yes, I'm the person that's hitting the golf ball and doing the job in a way, but without them I wouldn't be where I am today. So it's been a massive team effort for me, not just the people involved in my golf, but the people involved in my life. If the happier I am off the course, the better I'm going to play on the course. So yeah, it's just myself and my whole inner circle, really. That's how we've achieved it.
Okay, and over to the left with Swami.
Marco, have you ever had a chance to speak with someone like John Parry, who had to wait for a long time, and then he quickly fast-tracked with a win in the Challenge Tour, and now he's quite possibly going, or rather he is going to the PGA Tour like yourself. Like, you came in pretty fast and you're getting there. So the kind of patience, and are you surprised? Are you happy? Are you thrilled? I mean, the two of you are now on a similar path, but with quite a few years in between.
Is that John Parry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've known John for quite a while now. We actually shared Airbnbs on the Challenge Tour together, and he's a pretty good chef, so he was cooking my dinners and put his arm around me when we were back there. So to see his rise, he was on the DP World Tour and then he dropped all the way back to kind of third tier golf, and like you said, now he's gone from the Hotel Planner Tour to the DP World Tour and hopefully the PGA Tour. So I'm super happy for him and his family, and proud of him as a friend as well, and can't wait to enjoy the experiences that we're going to have next year together. So yeah, I'm rooting for him to go and do as well as he can this week.
Just a follow-up on that. You said you're pretty close to John. You must have been privy to all his struggles in the years before he actually won the Challenge Tour and got onto the main tour.
Yeah.
Did it kind of inspire you? Did you learn anything from there?
I think, obviously John's a little older than me, so our journeys are at kind of different stages. So, yeah, of course it inspired me, but I think more so for every other golfer. It just shows you that you can get knocked down, but you can come back, and it's up to you as a person whether you want to do that. And John's a perfect example of that. I think he played out here for maybe 4, 5, 6 years and then lost his card and went all the way to the bottom again, and look at him now. So he's a great example for every professional golfer of what you can do. Anything's possible. It's obviously down to you as a person to make that happen, but it just shows you that, what doesn't break you makes you stronger.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Swami. And I think if we don't have any more questions, we will wrap that up. Thank you for your time, Marco, and good luck this week.
Thank you. Thank you very much.